Hello, sweet souls. Welcome to Guy Fairy Tarot. Thank you for being here. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. This message is going to be general and collective, so please only take what resonates. All right. So Spirit is asking you to confront something about yourself, either something about your life, something about your personality, your habits. There's something that you need to confront, and an answer is going to be given to you during either meditation or through prayer. There's going to be a sign that's given to you maybe in what you need to confront, or maybe you already know what this is. Spirit, this is just a confirmation, essentially, that Spirit is giving you the green light, the go-ahead, maybe the little nudge that you need, that there's something that needs to be transformed. And it's going to bring you abundance. You're holding back your own abundance by not confronting something about yourself or something about your situation. Okay. Can you tell us more about this? What is the overall energy, please, Holy Spirit? Self-reflection. Okay, so you need to do some self-reflection. There's something that needs to be transformed, that needs to be ended. Okay, something needs to be transformed, something needs to be ended, so that you can have a new and more abundant beginning. It's a gentle nudge. I feel like Spirit's coming. It's not tower status, but just a gentle nudge for you to be honest with yourself. You've been maybe playing the trickster with your own self, telling yourself like something's okay, or just kind of turning a blind eye to a situation, but something needs to be given up. There's a habit, it's affecting your self-esteem, something that you're doing. Maybe you don't even realize that it's affecting your self-esteem. What is this, Spirit? The anger within. There's something internally is making you angry. Codependency pattern. Evaluate where you rely on others for emotional stability and reclaim your own power. So you may be codependent on someone else, or someone is codependent on you. And you need to reflect on this. Something, it needs to be ended. Don't judge yourself, or don't judge this person. Whoever is codependent, there's no judgment here. It's just a wound that needs to be healed. It's a pattern that needs to stop. It's a cycle that needs to end. Breaking mental chains and the perfectionist trap. Okay. So somebody's been acting out of their shadow, and it's because they're codependent, maybe on seeking perfection. They get emotional stability out of seeking perfection. What? Codependent, releasing judgment, breaking mental chains of the perfectionist trap. So relying on other people's validation, is like essentially a codependent pattern. Because if you don't know within your own self that you're good enough or that you're worthy, and you rely on other people, like you're always chasing that validation, and maybe once the newness wears off in a relationship, it's like you're no longer receiving that dopamine hit. Maybe I don't know what chemical it is that whenever you receive a compliment or whenever you receive validation from another person, because either they're chasing you, or they're giving you good compliments, or they're buying you things, or whatever your love language is. If they're speaking it, you know, that's codependent, because you're relying on that person to fill up your cup whenever your cup feels empty. But in order to be in a healthy relationship, yeah, and like it's a mental trap to think that being codependent and relying on another person is going to make you perfect and whole inside. That's delusional. There's no way. And it's based on trauma. Somebody here has been traumatized, and maybe they're turning pain into purpose. Stored trauma can create tension, fatigue, and pain. Healing requires releasing, not ignoring. Your struggles can become the foundation for your greatest strength. Okay, so when you start to heal and you start to not feel that pain anymore, it like automatically brings you energy, as well as resting through the healing period because you've been repressing emotions. Someone has been repressing emotions, and it's based on seeking perfection, or the perfection seeking is based off of trauma that happened in the past. Okay, this is what, so somebody is reflecting and they're ending something. Or maybe they've looked in the mirror and they see that they've been shallow, and as well as like depending on other people for validation. Oh yeah, awakening to their own internal force, awakening to the power that they have over their own life, maybe their viewpoint of themselves, tapping into self-love, and receiving the reward of truth. Because they decided to look in the mirror and notice themselves, realize what they've been doing, that unlocked a door. It sent them into a crisis, like a dark night of the soul, standing on the edge. You don't know what to do. Somebody has been living maybe a life of darkness, or living a life of just chasing a thrill. And they've looked in the mirror and they realize that this is an unhealthy way to live. It's not a good way to live. And they may be judgmental as well, judging other people. The whale, right, exactly. God, just kind of surrendering control and letting the universe do what it does. So somebody has been pushed into a crisis and they are surrendering, but also standing up for themselves, defending themselves as needed. Crossing because they see their higher self and they're ready to become that person. Whoever their higher self is, they can see it. They can see the future them in the mirror. If they make this change, if they go through this rebirth, if they break this pattern, they can see the future them, and they like how it looks, and so they're ready to take the leap. It's like taking a leap of faith to be a better you, but there's going to be a disaster first. Reversal, true enlightenment. Yeah. So somebody has gone through an emotional healing process, and it's helping them to tap in. It's helping them to tap in to their higher self. Approach. And they're having to be very methodical during this disaster. So they've gotten themselves with their shadow and the way that they were acting out of their shadow based off the trauma. Whatever they did has gotten them into a serious crisis, into maybe a scary situation, and they've been close to leaping off the edge, maybe self-deleting. They've been thinking about how are they going to get off of this ledge that they've gotten themselves into, and they may be involved in a really big situation. It's like a really big situation, and that's why they're having to take their steps very carefully. Even though they're defending themselves and they want to be a better person, they see what it is. They have reached true enlightenment and they want to be a better person, but their next steps have to be taken very carefully. And death in reverse, so that they're defending themselves. They've survived. They don't want to sabotage themselves. They don't want to pass away. They don't want this, whatever this situation that they're in, it will gobble them up, because it's very dark forces that they've been involved in. And that's why, in order to defend themselves, they have to tread lightly, because they see now. Yeah. They see now. Their higher self, I feel like, has removed their blindfold. The veil has been removed between their higher self and them, so that they can't escape death. Their higher self is telling them how to defend themselves by removing the blindfold to what they need to see. Yeah, and they're ascending. Who is this? This may be you. You're ascending. Someone here is ascending, and it's because they've woken up to the fact that they were codependent, as well as a perfectionist and judgmental. Reward. So I feel like because they did take the proper steps, they took the steps needed to evade a death plot here. Like, they surrendered to this, but they were still able to evade because they took the proper steps. And it was because they were rewarded with the knowledge, some sort of knowledge. They're pulling the sword out of the stone. They're revealing the truth. Okay, so in order to evade death and in order to still reveal the truth, they have to tread very carefully. Someone here is involved in the situation. I feel like this is like behind enemy lines, and then you wake up to what the enemy is doing. You're involved with the enemy, sleeping with the enemy, and now they want to return. Somebody wants to come back to you. This is like going on a long, hard road and then trying to come back and reintegrate yourself after you're a completely different person. You see the truth. You've been awoken. You evaded the death plot, but now you have to return to life as it was, surfacing in reverse. Somebody hasn't come out. They're not out of this situation yet. They're awakened to the truth and they've ascended, but they're still stuck. They still have not gotten free. They're not free. They're still underwater. They want to come back to you because they're still underwater. They know the truth, but they want to ascend. I feel like this may be also you. It's like they see their higher self, and this higher self is attached to you. Their higher self and you can ascend together, but they don't know how to get out from underneath this water. Maybe they're over emotional as well. They know the truth. They want to come out. Maybe they also feel like you guys live in two different worlds. Helper. Wisdom. Somebody is helping. Somebody is guiding this person. They've received guidance from someone. Either their spirit guides or someone that is close to them, a family member, a coworker. Someone has shown them the truth. Or maybe they've been honest with them and told them, hey, you need to go back. You should go back to them. Somebody is guiding this person through the ordeal. How to return to you. How to get out of the ordeal as well. They think you can help them get out of something. departure. And then they're going to run away. They want to run away. Chase. Somebody, okay, so if you leave, they're going to chase you. If somebody leaves, they're going to be chased. Manifesting in the aftermath, using your wisdom to ascend. The hard road. Somebody is intervening because they received a message about the truth. Okay, wait. So this person, okay, I get it. They're not out of it yet because this dragon is still on their back. They've received guidance. Somebody has given them the wisdom, told them, hey, if you leave, they're going to chase you. Yeah, whatever this is, whatever this monstrous situation is that they've been, I feel like somebody has tried to take somebody out here, but somebody wise, a friend maybe that's involved with this group, whatever, involved with this situation, has told them, hey, if you leave the dragon, you're not out of this yet, you're not out from under the water, you're still not in the clear yet because of this ordeal. This ordeal has this person underwater, and there's guidance here that has told this person, because they want, I feel like they just want to run away. They would just want to, they want to hop on a train, they want to hop on, and they want to leave the country if they can, you know, but someone has given them the wisdom and told them, it doesn't matter where you go, you're going to be chased. You will be found. If they're looking for you, you're going to be found, okay? So in order to manifest that, a wise outcome, ascendancy is the tough road. God intervened by alerting someone to the truth so that they could cross the threshold to peace against the guardians. And then they were able to see the solution, the resolution. They were able to see the whole situation from the top of the pinnacle. Like, you don't know how big a town you don't know how big of like a situation it is. You don't know how big the town is unless you can see it from a higher vantage point, right? And so God woke this person up. They have been going down a disastrous road, a hard road, okay? So somebody manifested an outcome by using their wisdom and ascending and recognizing that they ascended and maybe chose the tougher road by answering the call. God intervened and gave this person a wake-up call and exposed the truth to them so that they could cross the threshold towards peace, towards inner peace, towards not having so much drama in their life, right? Because there was somebody that kept causing, somebody that they are attached to kept causing disasters in their life, but they could not see the forest for the trees. They did not know that this person was meddling in their affairs. Maybe this other person thought that they wanted, their best, their best outcome. They thought that this person had their best interest at heart, but in order for them to discover that this person was not doing good, they had to tap into their higher self. They had to discover how to get out of this. And in order to discover how to get out of this situation, they had to not only see the whole thing from a higher vantage point, they also had to use their intuition. They had to tap into their intuition into how to escape. And so they decided to surrender. And that's what has given them the freedom that they needed, the freedom that they were seeking. Something, and there's a helper here. I don't know, again, whether it is an actual physical helper that God has sent to this person to help them out of a situation, or if it is spiritual. There could be a spirit guide that is helping this person. evade a situation as well as get out of a situation that they accidentally involved themselves in or intentionally did it, when they were still in their shadow. But either way, I feel like they've had a wake-up call and they want to do better, they want to be better, they want to get closer to God, and that's why God is helping them, because they've actually reached out with a genuine, pure heart, asking God for forgiveness. They reflected and they've realized, like, okay, this is how I am and I don't want to be that way anymore. All right, let's see. What is this crisis? What is the crisis about? Yeah, somebody is sad for being an overly passionate, lusty individual. They're depressed, they're stressed, they can't sleep, they're in regret. They wish they never would have acted that way. Okay, what is the crisis? Ships coming in. Somebody was expecting something. It's being seen clearly now that because a thief is exposed. Okay, so they're in a crisis. Some fog has cleared surrounding a crisis, and somebody being a thief or a liar, maybe about how they receive what they need, or about a plan, a strategy. Some fog has been cleared surrounding a strategy to steal from someone, and this is a crisis. The Emperor. This is the crisis that an emperor has been experiencing. Fog is being cleared, and Emperor is seeing lies clearly. Someone's approach, how someone approached a situation, or the way somebody approached a situation has cleared the fog surrounding a theft plot or lies. Okay, what are the trap? Right, okay, so lies told to the emperor intended to trap somebody. What is the truth? The truth in the emperor? Defended yourself. The truth is that you defended yourself from somebody trying to trap you. Temperance, as well as the angels. You defended yourself, and it was with the help of the angels stepped in and helped you defend yourself, or someone here. Okay, what is the helper? The helper, truth. The guard is up. The truth, right, reward, look at that, the sword, right on top of each other. The helpers, your helpers behind the scenes are defending you. You have helpers working, like angels are working alongside maybe some three-dimensional helpers behind the scenes that are working to defend the truth. Like, no more corruption, no more lies. The truth is going to be seen about what these people did to win at all costs. They were expecting to be able to get you trapped, and this was going to help them win. But the angels and God, the divine, the ancestors, they said, no, not this one. Sorry. And a contract. The truth is being balanced out by the angels in regards to a contract. To chase you. To monitor you. To take you out of this world. Like, that's insane. They intentionally brought you crisis. They attacked you like the bloop? I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, and it's amazing. I feel like that you made it out. The only truth could be that you had a helper behind the scenes, that you had a wise helper. Maybe you had animal spirit guides, you had helpers from other realms aiding you in escaping this. The truth is you came back. They were not expecting you to resurface. They thought that they were going to drown you and that you would never resurface either. Yeah. You left and they chased you, or this is what the helper is telling you, like, or I don't know if this is you or if this is someone else. Like, maybe it's not safe to resurface yet because the dragons are still there. It's not time for something to be exposed. It still needs to be concealed until the time is right. The mob boss needs to be taken down. I feel like then all shackles will be off. Okay. When it all costs with a contract? Somebody's in despair. Yeah, they're in despair because they're not going to get away with it. They invested so much time and energy and money and, God knows what else. They invested a lot into this project to hold another person back. It's a very interesting concept. But I think the difference between this and the Hunger Games is you didn't have any sponsors sending you care packages, And if you do, they haven't arrived yet. I feel like this Hunger Games is a little bit more hardcore because you have to rely on... She didn't see her sponsors until the end, I feel like, in the first Hunger Games, but you're relying on a sponsor that you can't see. You're just praying and hoping that you get what you need. And guess what? Your sponsors from the heavenly realms are watching. And I do feel like they have given you what you needed. You didn't know you needed it. Maybe you didn't even know you received a gift, but it was a gift sent by the divine to help you on your path. Yeah. Because even though this, whatever is happening here is still hidden, I mean, it's going to come out. Everything's going to come out of the water soon. Okay. Tapping into your higher self, reversal. It's like when you tap into your higher self, it almost becomes difficult. It's like a burden and a curse to have gifts, especially of foresight, because knowing what the outcome is going to be and not being able to alter it is frustrating. Okay. Reversal. What's reversal and the ascension? Your eyes were opened, you ascended, and you tapped into the knowledge, into the all-knowing, the divine, the ethers. Reversal. Knight of Swords. Information, hidden information. Yeah, okay, so you tapped into hidden information. The world, about a cycle not ending. There's a cycle that's not over. What's that? Page of Wands in reverse. With the hidden messages. Okay, so you intuitively know about hidden information. You know about something with the cycle not closing out, as well as maybe blocked messages or hidden messages. Okay, what else is that? This is the Queen of Wands. You had to stand up. This person, the Queen of Wands, was the person expecting to be able to gobble you up like you were a minnow, but you defended yourself against this person. They think they're very powerful. A Queen of Wands thinks they're real powerful. This may be the person that's hiding information, keeping the cycle open by blocking your messages, and something to do with the child. Or this may be like altering messages. And this may be like fabricating information, like lying or just creating evidence, fake evidence about a child, fake messages, fake paperwork regarding a child. And this is why a Queen of Wands wanted to gobble you up. Is because you intuitively know about some shit this person's hiding, having to do maybe with their child, and they don't want to be sad. They don't want to be left out in the cold. They don't want to lose everything. They don't want to be broke. They don't want to be broke. What does this have to do with the child? Five of Wands in reverse. There's no conflict here, no fighting. There's not going to be, there's no fighting. She can't fight about it. There's not going to be any more fighting. She doesn't want to be left out in the cold, and she doesn't want fights. Wait a minute. Are these the messages? Wait, Six of Pentacles. Equal give and take. I feel like these are the messages. Okay, so you intuitively know about this information that they're blocking, and you know that they're blocking your messages, but maybe you don't know the content of those messages, right? Like, you know that this person doesn't want your communication getting through to another person, and I feel like it's because this person has a child with the person that you're dating, okay? And maybe they don't want to be left out in the cold, but they also, the content of the messages that they've been blocking is about you offering love. Like, you've been offering love in these messages to someone else. They don't want to be left out in the cold. And maybe that you have also been texting this person like, I would like to spend more time with you. Like, when are we going to get to know each other? And like asking this person to like, maybe can we, progress to the next level? Can we see each other a little more often or something? And maybe how you don't want to fight about it. It's like, I want to spend more time with you, but I also don't want to argue with you. I don't want to feel, you don't want to feel like you're nagging this person or getting on their nerves or whatever. As well as like how you want equal give and take. Or either that, or this person doesn't want any conflict surrounding what they've been receiving regarding a child, okay? So it could be read one of two ways. But intuitively, I feel like maybe both of these situations are applicable, but you know about this, and this Queen of Wands is either an ex or a baby mama or something like that, and this is the person that needed you out of the picture because they were not getting the attention from their child's father that they used to ever since you came around. Yeah, Two of Swords. They wanted to create an illusion surrounding this. They didn't want this to be seen clearly, that they've been blocking information and messages and stuff. Yeah, it's because they don't want the karma that's going to be attached to the way that they've been acting, what they've been doing, their immaturity. The absolute immaturity of this person to not want to stand on their own 2 feet and to still want to be able to be involved in their child's father's life, even though they have a new person. Yeah, new lover. Even though, just because they have a new lover, they want to get all the karma that goes along with being in a relationship with this person, even though they're no longer in a relationship with this person and they're trying to move on to you. They see you in the mirror when they look at their higher self. Right, collective? It's like they know that their future contains you. I feel like you also intuitively know that you would like to spend more time with this person. And these are the blocked messages that this woman has been trying to hold back from this person that you've been talking to, because she doesn't want you guys to progress to the next level. She doesn't want this cycle with her to be closed out. And that's why she's been feeding this person false information and blocking your love messages, your kind messages, talking about how you want equal give and take, how you want to help this person out, you want to help lighten their load, even maybe financially, you're stable, you're financially stable. You're a good match for this person, and this Queen of Wands knows that. That's why they're so threatened. They're so threatened by you. All right, what else is this? Nine of Pentacles, Lovers. It's like two stable, happy people coming together is like power couple status. So breaking down your wands, breaking down your boundaries, and not going within. This person's not going to be able to defend themselves because they refused to go within about the karma that they were going to receive in doing this. That's why they have no defenses. They cannot defend themselves in a relationship. They're not going to be able to, and maybe also because of what they do for work. They make their money by having lovers, and that's what is breaking down their defenses. There's no option for this person. Like, maybe if they would have just done one or the other, if they would have just attacked you, you know, like, okay, this person didn't want to heal, they attacked you, there's bad karma attached to that. Okay, there's that karma, but also there's the karma of them, whatever they do for work on the side. So it's like, it's going to be a double whammy because this person wanted to be immature and meddle in their ex's relationship. King of Swords and Death. So there may have been a King of Swords working alongside this person. This King of Swords may have been the person that hired the Queen of Wands. Like, she had her own agenda. She wanted everything. She wanted you to go away for her own reasons, and I feel like the King of Swords saw this. Something ended with the King of Swords and a Queen of Swords. Death to a King of Swords and a Queen of Swords. What is that? The Devil in reverse and the Tower in reverse. Somebody releasing themselves from toxicity to try and avoid a tower. King of Swords, Queen of Swords, Devil, and the Tower reverse. And the Nine of Cups. Six of Wands. And a love offer and a strategy. Justice. Okay, so I feel like a relationship ended between these two people. A relationship ended here, and that removed the toxicity that was going on within their life. And this is why they get to avoid a tower, as well as be happy and successful. Because they made a decision to end their relationship. But where the hell is this coming from? Like, what is this about? A Queen of Swords and a King of Swords ended something. Something ended between these two. And so they escaped the toxicity and avoided a tower. What is that? I'm gonna, hang on. Who is this King and Queen of Swords? There was a breakup between two air signs, maybe, or these are just two business-minded individuals. Business-minded, intelligent, maybe a little bit cold. Okay, who's the King of Swords? Who's the King of Swords, Spirit? The model. Okay, so this man is handsome. Or this masculine. Whoever this person is. Who's the King of Swords? Logical and precise in reverse. Can fix anything except emotional availability in reverse. Logical and precise. So this person may be not very logical. Either that or they are emotionally available. They're handsome, emotionally available. The mechanic, hands-on and handy, can fix your car, but his plans are always up in the air, so maybe they are difficult to make plans with. The bad boy, rebellious and unpredictable. Fire, thrilling to touch, but you might get burned. So, and the life card, heroic and sun-kissed. So this is giving me like King of Swords. This is giving me like, I don't know, a handsome pimp. Like, he's like, so handsome to pull the girls in, right? And then he's like Captain Save-A-Ho, right? But also he's the bad boy because he's doing these bad things on the side. And then maybe he's got this as like a cover job. He's a mechanic for a day job to cover up the money that he makes on the side. I mean, he may even make enough money to have his own car shop or something, right? But the King of Swords, but they're just not very logical, not very precise. I mean, if you're a PIMP, obviously you're making money off of someone else's stuff, right? And I don't know, you just gotta be really corrupt. And this person can't fix something. They're trying to fix something, but they can't fix it. So a King of Swords thought that bringing an ending to a Queen of Swords would help them escape a tower brought on by their devilish ways. And you're getting a victory because you're happy. You're getting a victory because you're happy by yourself. This is a victory for you. But somebody is going to have a harsher tower because they were trying to avoid it. So it's either PIMP or human, TRAFFICKER. Like bait type individual. So maybe this person intended on baiting you into something. They thought that they were going to be able to bring you into a situation. Maybe by being your lover? Who's the Queen of Swords? Who's an actor? This person was a paid actor. Queen of Swords. Or this is this person is dramatic and confident, brave and strong. Who's the Queen of Swords, Spirit? Queen of Swords is not toxic, risky but calculated, never showing your cards, playing your cards right but never showing your hand. Oh wow, that was too many, but I'll look at them. The inventor. Okay, so brilliant, eccentric, adventurous and worldly, resourceful and paranoid, mysterious and elusive, beautiful and sought after. Okay, so I feel like that's you. Spirit kind of wanted to go overboard on the compliments with you, collective. But so, Queen of Swords, you're not toxic, and this is what's making a harsher tower for this King of Swords that thought bringing it into you would help them look not toxic in some weird, corrupt and fucked up way. So, Spirit loves what you're doing. You're doing great work. You've evaded a trap. Yeah. You didn't know how you did it, but you just did it. And then it was like, well, there's no other way but God, right? God was the only way. There's no other explanation than God. And I feel like it was like that by design. It was intended to be that way. So that when your story hits the news, nobody is going to be able to call you a liar. Nobody is going to be able to say that God isn't real anymore, because there's no other explanation for whatever has happened to you. And maybe for you to know the knowledge that you know. There's no other way for you to know it besides you receiving divine downloads. And that's what's helped you to remove yourself from this cliff, from this crisis that was brought to your doorstep intentionally to get you trapped so that you won't be able to do. I feel like they set up a trap for you, but actually what happened, they set up a trap for you to prevent you from, number one, getting away, and number two, from you being able to expose what they've been wanting to keep underwater. They wanted to keep this whale of a corrupt situation that they have going on. They wanted it to stay underwater, into the abyss, where nobody looks, nobody even thinks about it. Yeah, it's scary down there, but we don't even want to look, right? Well, you're forcing the whale to come out of the water, and they don't like that. They don't like that, and that's why they're bringing you this ordeal. And you're like there in your sexy little lingerie, ready to slay the shit out of this dragon. Okay, so it feels like it's been crazy, but you can see what it's going to look like once you're done. Once you're done with doing whatever you're doing. Okay, so yeah. Let's see. Let's get a couple of these. Serious self-reflection. Like figuring out, oh my God, I'm so judgmental, right? Like, I feel like I went through more than one of those times where I recognized that I was being judgmental. It's like, okay, I need to humble myself. Humbled, or being like a perfectionist, expecting not only other people, but yourself to be perfect. Or experiences, places, things, people, animals. Expecting anything to be perfect you're taking away from your own life by expecting things to be better than what they already are. The present is a present, appreciate it for what it is without like looking towards, oh, it could be better if it were like this. That's like you're living in the past, and the past, present, and the future all at the same time, like rather than just appreciating what is happening instead of comparing it to what it could have been, what it should have been, what it would have been if something had been different. Like, well, it's not that way, so why are you even complaining about it? You're just wasting your own breath. Yeah. Anyway, so you might be doing a sacred practice or a ritual, practicing magic. You may be like looking into the occult studies. So you're with a new blessing that you've received. So you've received a divine blessing, and it maybe has something to do with magic or rituals, a practice as a light being. Okay, so you've received a magical gift because you're a light being, and it was time. Divine names of power. It's from your ancestors. It maybe has something to do with your lineage. Like it's this gift maybe runs in your family. And the rebirth. It's like you're the chosen one in your family lineage to overcome something. It's like, whether it's like overcoming, it's maybe overcoming these things that ran in your family. They're like generational curses, right? If your parents were codependent, it's like these things were ingrained in you as a child, but you did not let those things define who you are as an adult. You have gone through a rebirth by recognizing, like, just because my parents are codependent, judgmental, and perfectionist doesn't mean I have to be that way. And you broke the mental chains. These were old belief systems that somebody tried to give to you, and you broke through them. Okay, and it was through the process of self-reflection, looking at yourself in the mirror and recognizing that you don't want to be that way. Like, okay, this is how I am, this is how they were, this is how I've been trained to be, but I don't want to be that way. And so you fixed it. All right, so can we just get a couple for closing advice or guidance? Past life, present power. So it's like, it's either a past life that you don't remember, or it's a past life. These are like just the past versions of you within this experience are making you who you are. It's like divine timing for you to go through these phases of your life and become different people throughout these awakenings. This is one of them. It's like, again, you may not recognize the old person that you were as you were living in these. Once you have an awakening and then you look back at how you acted, as the unhealed version of you, it's a little bit maybe sometimes embarrassing, but again, you gotta not judge yourself. It's like, you didn't know any better at that time, and now you know better and you fixed it, and so good job, kudos, you know? And honestly, it's more of like a compliment to say that you overcame something that has been going on in your family for generations, rather than being embarrassed by it. Like, yeah, my whole family was judgmental and I have overcome that. I recognize that I was judgmental and I'm not going to be that way anymore, right? So it's like you could never see yourself being that way to other people now, and it's because you realize now that that's not how everybody is, okay? You're vibrating at a higher level and you're affecting the universe and the people around you because of this healing that you've done. You're not putting out negative energy by expecting everyone and everything around you to be perfect, right? And when you don't expect perfection, it's like you're more accepting of everyone around you. And so you vibrate at a level of attraction, right? Does that make sense? I think it does, maybe. Like, being more calm, being more peaceful attracts positivity towards you. Because if you're putting out negativity, you're repelling the positivity. Okay. One more maybe. Thank you. The Eye of Horus. It's awakening your divine perception. Right. You saw it. You saw yourself from either someone else's perspective or from a higher vantage point. You were able to see how your life was playing out and how maybe you were affecting the lives of the people around you, or maybe just like how you were treating the people around you, or maybe someone treated you the way that you treated them and it did not feel very nice, and then it was like, wow, I've been treating a lot of people the way that that person just treated me and it feels like shit. Like, I've been being really toxic, right? So I don't know if that's how it was, but if there's that something happened and it woke you up, and it was either God or it was a situation sent by God in order to wake you up so that you can start vibrating at the level that you're supposed to and leave that old you behind. Okay? I'm going to leave it there, collective. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.